Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to make a dado insert for the table saw using this 1/8" piece of plywood. And if that's too weak and it doesn't work, then I have a 1/2" piece of MDF that we can route a groove in. But for right now, I just want to keep it simple. So the saw is unplugged, of course, and I have a dado stack here. We're going to do some measuring up with the dado stack later. This way we can make the correct blade assembly that we need with the shims and everything so that we can cut grooves, or dados rather, for 3/4 inch plywood. So what we're going to do is take a combination square. I'm going to set it to the depth. I have just about 1/8 inch. This piece of plywood, the exact dimensions I need. What I'm going to do, put it in there, take the saw blade off, and trace it out. Then we'll cut it on the bandsaw. We'll make a nice fit, and then we'll put the dado stack on there and run it up through. All right, so stay tuned. We're going to make some sawdust. Okay, now the first thing I want to do, make sure the saw is unplugged. I have no power, no chance of the saw turning on and cutting me. Okay, riving knife's off. Let's put that to the side. Okay, there's a little button here on the side of the saw, and that's going to lock it. So it stops it from turning when I loosen the arbor nut. Now I'm moving the saw blade out of the way because when you put the dado insert that doesn't have a groove in it, the 10" blade will hit that piece of wood and won't give you the level that you need so that you can raise up the blade through and make the cut. Now, what I like to do to find the dimensions of the thickness of plywood, they give you a little sheet. It's kind of like a cheat sheet that tells you what blades and what chippers and what shims to use. But to make it easier, what I'm going to do is get a piece of 3/4 stock that I have of the plywood, or 23/32 plywood, not really 3/4, it's a little bit under. Lay that on a flat surface and take the dado set and start stacking it right next to the stock. And then what I'll do is I'll add shim, then I'll add a chipper, then we'll add another shim, and another chipper. And I'm just going to keep going in this order here until I'm at the height that I need, and I'll know exactly what blades and what shims I'm going to have stacked on there to make the perfect dado. Okay, now I'm right on it. So now that I have my setup, I know exactly how I have to install it on the saw, and I'll make a perfect dado. This chipper I can put off to the side. What I'm going to do is just take my insert plate, and I'm just going to flush it up against one straight side of the plywood, and I'm going to trace around with a very sharp pencil. Make my mark, and then cut it out. Have our fit. You can see it's not flush with the table. Well, we need to account for these adjustment screws here that level everything off. So I'm going to drill some holes now so that we can access those screws and move them accordingly. Doing is clamping a sacrificial board to the rip fence, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as pressure to hold down the insert plate while I cut through it. Okay, so let's take the insert plate. We got a nice fit, very nice fit. I'm going to move my fence over to where it's not going to interfere with the blade. I want it up just enough where as I raise the blade, it'll come through. Okay guys, well that's it for this video. It was a quick and easy project, something that I really needed to do. The next project that I'm going to be doing is a rolling cart for some of my tools like the drill press and the bandsaw and the thickness planer. I need to get those up off the ground about waist level and have them on casters so I can roll them out to the shop when I need them, roll them right back in the corner when I don't. This way they don't take up any room. So now that we have the zero clearance dado insert, we made our dados, and now that was kind of trial and error on my part with the blades. I could actually take one of the skinnier shims out, and that should make for a tighter fit dado. So I will experiment with that a little bit before I do the dado when we do the rolling cart. I'm just going to need those dados to make a nice partition. But this was a great project. It was quick and easy. Few minutes, got it done. Something you can do in your spare time to make a zero clearance for your regular table saw blade if you don't have a dado stack. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you next time.